So, back day, part 2. Gym is so empty today. Actually insane. I'm sure it'll pick up soon. Starting out with these rows. Oh, there's a bug on the floor over there. Well, I feel pretty good. Mostly awake. I ate my food before this because it's easier to eat not too much food. I didn't stuff myself this time. I just had a little bit of chicken and beans, which sounds rough as a breakfast, but trust me, it's not that bad when all you want to do is eat. It doesn't matter. But that's what I had for breakfast because the higher protein from the chicken is going to be really good as kind of like a pre-post protein workout. Not exactly post, but it's still in my stomach, if you know what I mean. When I go to the office after this, I don't want to bring food and have to eat right after because I have a 20-minute drive and blah, blah, blah. So it works out for me to just eat prior to the workout. So that's what I'm doing. And then for these rows, we're doing the typical 2 plates and a 25. Not much going on there. Not much going on at all. Just, I don't know. Some of my team is going to come into the office today. That'll be nice to really see people. Yeah, I've been thinking about... I know I shouldn't, but I've been thinking about my moves. I'm sorry. You can probably see my eyes darting around. There's a couple of very attractive women in here right now. And I'll probably ask a couple of them out. But I've been thinking about my next moves after Olympia, and I'm pretty excited. Now, I know I talked about the other day, I don't want to focus too much on after Olympia. I want to be focused on today and right now, winning today, winning every day, and just my goal is Olympia right now, and then whatever happens after, I can focus on it after. However, flights need to be purchased sooner than later. Gotta say that. So I do have to have some general plan on what I'll be doing. So there's 12 right there, and that was kind of rough, but I have the seat sitting lower instead of higher this time, so it's interesting. It's a different form, and so it puts the stress a little bit different on my muscles, where when I'm higher up, it's more like a pull in. Now it's like a pull down in a way. But I like it. I'm always willing to drop a couple reps to try something new and maybe target my muscle a little different, because I think I've said this so many times before, but the reps don't matter. And a lot of people, they do, 3 sets of 10, 5 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8, 4 sets of 15 or 12. The reps, you should not do that. The reps don't matter. What matters is 3 reps in reserve, 2 reps in reserve, usually not 1 or 0, but it's harder when you get past 3. But reps in reserve is when you're, 0 reps in reserve means that the last rep was the last rep you could possibly do with proper form, meaning failure. And just the fact that the science says that when you hit failure, it doesn't do as much as 3 reps in reserve. It's not a linear effect, essentially. It's exponential or logarithmic, where it fades out. So the difference between 1 rep and 5 reps is huge, assuming 10 reps in reserve, or 10 reps total. So let's say 10 is your total, and that's called the RPE. So if 10 reps is your total for failure, and you do 5 and then 8, that's a huge difference. But between 8 and 10, it's not as big of a difference. So reserving yourself, keeping yourself from injury by doing 8 more compared to 10 is pretty important. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, I'll see you at the next workout. We did rows, and now we're going to do more rows. And then we're going to do cable pull down. Going a little slower today. Just in general, waking up, taking my time. But I like it. I feel very awake right now. Of course, I had pre-workout, but I don't feel the jitteriness from it. Maybe it's because I also had food. I'm starting to think food in the morning before I work out it feels beneficial. And that's not because it necessarily gives me energy. Some people think, oh, if I have a Rice Krispie treat before I work out, it'll help me get more reps and blah, blah, blah. Maybe, but most likely it doesn't do anything. However, in this extreme calorie deficit, what the food does do is it takes away the completely empty stomach feeling that I get after not eating for the past, it could be, let's see, by 7 a.m., 15 to 16 hours. So 15 to 16 hours of not eating, because I'm done eating sometimes around 3 p.m., somewhere around there, and then I don't eat again until after the gym. But if I eat before the gym, somewhere around 7 a.m.-ish, that gives me 15, 16 hours of, or maybe even 17 hours of breaking the fast, which means I'm just going to be not starving while I'm working out, which at least just takes away one pain point of being alive while doing the workout. So that's my analysis. We'll see how it holds up these next couple days as I eat in the morning before the gym. But I have to be careful, because once I start eating, it's hard to stop. Not in terms of cheating, although when I do cheat on my diet, I just eat everything in sight. But what I'm talking about is I have my meal prep container with my chicken and my beans, and that's a lot of food. It's a little bit more than 1.5 pounds of food, which is a lot of food to consume no matter what it is before working out or 7 a.m. sharp in the morning. So I have to really, really pump the brakes on I have this container of food in front of my face, and I need to somehow get myself to stop eating it about halfway through. And maybe prioritize the chicken over the beans, because then the beans are more complex carbs anyway, so they're not going to really break down and help me with my workout as much as just having some protein and having some fat in my body, which not for the energy, but for the satiety, to make me satiated and a little bit more full. And the protein's important because then I don't have to eat protein after the workout, because before or after is equally, effective. So anyway, 180 pounds on rows. I'm still due for a haircut, by the way. I don't even know what this looks like. Ooh, pretty rough. Got one of my favorite hats on. It means redwood in German, which is I think it's just the brand name. But it's a nice hat. I like this hat. Got this when I was in Germany, getting stem cell treatment. I've had a crazy life. I lived quite a life, before and after the wheelchair. I'm very happy about it. And there's so much more I want to do. Not enough time. Or rather, I want to do it all at the same time. And that's not possible. Because choosing one thing means giving up many other things. And it's hard to do that for me. I know that I can do it all within time, but, I'm young now. So I have to choose kind of what can I do now, what can I do later, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, just so much opportunity, so many different things I can do. That was 11 reps. Pretty good. I put the belt that I use to keep my knees together, the elastic belt, I put that down on the seat belt on the part that was digging into me last time, so that adds a good padding there. Dang. It's a bit of cardio right there. I'm starting to get sweaty. I don't usually sweat that much. reverse machine flies, and then we're done. Then it's time to go to the office. Got some coworkers coming in. Got some work to work on, stuff like that. So good. It'll be a good day. I'm gonna call my grandfather again while I drive to work. And that's it. Just another normal day. I'm gonna probably hit a wall around 1 or 3 p.m. I'm sure of it. The hardest thing is to not eat, obviously. I mean, it helps being in the office, but oh boy, is it difficult. Yeah, really difficult. But that's what I'm doing, and that's why not a lot of people do this, or, you know, do it right and good, because it's very difficult. And the discipline it takes, even I couldn't bear the weight of it for most of July. It was very, very tough. And once I'm done, I'm gonna not go crazy with my food, because I know that I like being around this weight, but maintaining it is gonna be tough. We'll see what happens. I have a lot of things to consider. So that was 12. So that's all I got for today. I don't know how long this video today is going to be, but I imagine somewhat short, just because I have not had a lot to say today. We're about 8 weeks out. 8 weeks and 3 days out from Olympia, which is scary. I love you. Goodbye.